Take a moment to relax and let this story ease you into rest together. This story is about Amaryllis and an autumn sprite named Angelonia, who formed a deep friendship for shared experiences and mutual magic in the forest. Amaryllis lived alone in a quaint little house on the edge of a dense forest. Every day, she would wake up to the sound of chirping birds, and every night, she would fall asleep to the symphony of rustling leaves. One autumn day, as she was gathering firewood, she stumbled upon a tiny creature with shimmering wings. The creature had golden hair and eyes like dewdrops at dawn. Amaryllis, being a kind-hearted soul, gently picked up the creature and took it home. Once inside, the creature introduced itself as Angelonia, an autumn sprite from the enchanted forest. Over the following days, Amaryllis and Angelonia formed a unique bond. Amaryllis taught Angelonia how to prepare food and mend things, while Angelonia showed Amaryllis the hidden magic of the forest. Together, they experienced the joy of sharing and the strength of companionship. When the first snow of winter blanketed the ground, they sat by the fireplace, recounting their adventures and laughing heartily. Angelonia would often use her magic to create beautiful displays of light and warmth, making the winter nights less cold and more magical. Their friendship blossomed, rooted in trust, kindness, and mutual respect. They realized that regardless of their differences, they had found a true companion in each other. With each season, their bond grew stronger, filled with more shared memories and dreams. One evening in spring, as flowers bloomed and the forest sang songs of renewal, Amaryllis and Angelonia stood hand in hand, knowing they would always face the future together. Their hearts were filled with gratitude for the chance meeting that led to a lifelong friendship, teaching them that true magic lies in being together. Another gentle journey awaits. Gilead Flax, Forging Buns. This story is about a girl named Lily and a tender heart named Flax, who embark on a journey to find Flax's family and forge a lasting bond of friendship. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and blooming meadows, there lived a young girl named Lily. She was known for her kindness and a heart as pure as the crystal-clear brook that ran through the village. One bright summer's day, while exploring the edge of the rainforest, Lily stumbled upon a creature she had never seen before. This creature was tender-heart named Flax, gentle in demeanor, with fur as soft as the petals of a daisy and eyes that sparkled like the stars. Flax had lost his way, separated from his family, and Lily felt an immediate connection with this lovely creature. Seeing his soulful eyes, Lily decided to help Flax find his family. Together, they embarked on a heartwarming journey through the lush forest. They shared stories of their lives under the whispering trees and made new memories with every step. Flax showed Lily the hidden wonders of the forest, teaching her the melodies sung by the birds and the secrets whispered by the winds. As days turned to weeks, Lily and Flax grew inseparable. Their bond became unbreakable, forged by shared dreams and adventures. But one evening, as the golden hues of sunset painted the sky, they finally found Flax's family. The reunion was both joyful and bittersweet. Flax's family was overjoyed to see him, but they knew it was time to part ways with Lily. With a heavy heart, they bid each other farewell. Flax and Lily promised to never forget their special bond. Over time, Lily often visited the forest, and each visit brought her memories of Flax and the adventures they shared. The forest seemed to hold onto their laughter and love, singing their story through the rustling leaves and flowing stream. Though their paths had diverged, the bond between Lily and Flax remained strong, a testament to the beautiful friendships that could be forged with love and kindness. The end. A new story begins to guide you closer to sleep. Angelonia and Orchid's Magical Sharing. This story is about Angelonia, a human, and Orchid, a river nymph, who form a deep bond through the magic of sharing. Once in a picturesque village nestled between rolling hills and a meandering river, there lived a kind-hearted young girl named Angelonia. Angelonia's home was a charming cottage adorned with climbing roses and surrounded by lush gardens. One warm evening, while she was out gathering herbs for her evening tea, Angelonia heard the sound of soft singing. Curiosity piqued. She followed the melodious voice to the river bank, where she discovered someone unexpected, a river nymph named Orchid. Orchid had long, flowing hair that shimmered like moonlight and eyes as blue as the deepest seas. She wore a gown made of iridescent water lilies and moved with the grace of the flowing river. "Hello," Angelonia greeted warmly. "Your singing is beautiful." Orchid smiled, her face lighting up like the dawn. "Thank you," she replied. "I am Orchid, guardian of this river. May I ask who you are?" Angelonia introduced herself, explaining that she loved to spend time in the gardens and forest, seeking the magical secrets of plants and flowers. As they conversed, Angelonia noticed Orchid's curious gaze fixed on the herb basket beside her. "Would you like to join me for some tea?" Angelonia offered. Orchid's eyes sparkled with delight. "I would love to." They returned to Angelonia's cottage, where Angelonia prepared a pot of tea using her freshly picked herbs. The two new friends sat beneath the canopy of a willow tree, sharing stories and laughter as the twilight gave way to a starlit sky. Orchid shared tales of ancient river magic, of how the water speaks in whispers, and the fish sing songs that only those who listen with their hearts can hear. In return, Angelonia spoke of the healing properties of herbs and flowers, revealing how each had its own song and story. As the evening turned to night, they felt a deep bond blossoming between them, a bond of shared magic and wisdom. Angelonia realized that the true magic lay not just in the plants and the river, but in the act of sharing oneself openly and kindly. "I have something for you," Orchid said, reaching into the river and pulling out a shimmering pearl. "This is a gift from the river for your kindness." Angelonia accepted the pearl with gratitude, and in turn, gave Orchid a tender sprig of lavender. "For peace and happiness," she said softly. Under the vast sky, with the crickets serenading them, Angelonia and Orchid knew that they had started a lifelong friendship. And in their hearts, they understood that every act of sharing weaves a piece of magic into the fabric of the world. Let's begin another chapter of gentle peace. Feather and the Helpful Sprite, Journey of Shells. This story is about Heather and a sprite named Angelonia, who embark on a magical journey exploring stunning shells on the beach. Heather loved the beach. Every morning, she tiptoed out of her little cottage by the sea, her bare feet weaving delicate prints in the soft sand. One sunny morning, as she explored the shore, a glint of something unusual caught her eye. Bending down, she discovered a shimmering shell, more beautiful than any she had ever seen. "This must be special," she thought. As she held it closer, the shell began to glow. At that moment, a tiny sprite with wings as delicate as a butterfly's appeared. "Hello, I am Angelonia, a helpful sprite," it said, its voice ringing like a gentle chime. Heather gasped. "You came from the shell." Angelonia nodded with a smile. "Yes, and I am here to help you," she said. Heather and her new friend set off on a magical journey. Angelonia led Heather to secret coves and hidden grottos, places filled with dazzling treasures, each with its own story. One cove had shells that whispered ancient songs. Another had ones that glowed like stars in the night. Heather was mesmerized. As the sun set, they came upon an old, but magnificent shell. This is the shell of memories, Angeloni explained. It holds the essence of all who have treasured it. Heather touched the shell, and visions of her happiest memories filled her mind, days they spent with family, friends, and the love that they share. With tearful eyes, she hugged the shell. Angelonia gently took her hand. You have the heart of a collector, but also the soul of a giver, she said. Heather knew what she had to do. She found a special spot on the beach and carefully placed her gathered shells there, leaving the glowing shell from Angelonia at the center. These shells will bring joy to others, just as they did to me, she whispered. The morning tide came in, carrying with it not just water, but magic. Heather watched as the shells sparkled in the sunlight, their magic spreading out over the beach, ready to be found by those who needed them. Angelonia smiled, her wings fluttering as she faded away. Remember, Heather, the real treasures are the memories we make, and the love we share. Heather nodded, feeling warmth in her heart. She returned to her cottage, ready for another day of adventure, knowing that somewhere, just round the corner, another magical shell and sprite awaiting. Her journey had just begun. Rest well, and may your dreams be gentle and kind.